W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we do like and a L to the things that we don't. It's on you.
All right. Positivity out of the way first. Let's give a dub out to Monique. Had a couple big announcements from her project-wise this week. So she is going to be getting her own Netflix comedy special.
Wow, okay.
It is finally happening. So I'm assuming it was more than that, the measly $500,000 that they offered her initially. So I don't think we've got an official number, but
I would hope it would be more. I mean, the spectacle of that alone would sell it.
Yes. And then also, she is going to be in a movie with none other than Lee Daniels.
Okay.
Yes, the coon himself. I guess I will let bygones be bygones. If y'all are willing to do that, whatever.
Yeah.
I will never get over the weirdness of celebrities publicly feuding and then immediately reconciling for the public.
Absolutely.
I will never get over it. I will never get over how performative it is. But hey, I'll take more positive vibes. So that's cool. Congratulations to Monique.
Absolutely.
L's or my toss up?
Ooh. Let's go toss up.
We have not talked about congressional candidate Tierra Mack yet.
No, we haven't.
We have not talked about that.
We have not.
And
yes.
and the unraveling of this story has been very interesting. The response to it has been very interesting, and I kind of want to unpack it because I don't know where to go with it necessarily. So if you don't know, Tierra Mack is she is a congressional candidate out of
Rhode Island. Yep, that's what it was.
Well, same coast.
I was going to say Kansas.
Same coast. You feel me?
But yeah, no, same coast.
Rhode Island. Yeah, so she was on the beach and, decided, hey, let's make a campaign video. And starts twerking in her bathing suit, right? That she then turns around and says, vote for Mac.
Vote Senator Mac.
Okay. All right. So let me be very fair to her for the first part of this because I don't want to come off as oh, you pig. She can't show her butt without you being horny. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be that guy. So let's say the positive stuff first. First of all, she's a grown-ass woman. She can do whatever the hell she wants. I can't
she wants.
Tell her to do anything.
And devoid of whatever news you're about to tell me, because I haven't heard of any updates of it. Yeah, that was my position on it.
So, and then I also realized that the lengths to which people are willing to signal to their center core demographic has gotten very cartoonish over the last two primary cycles. It has gotten away from. It has always been somewhat controversial, but you usually tend, at least in a political sphere, to try and not be so reality TV showish. But that is going completely out of the window in the last two elections, and we got people toting guns, blowing shit up. You know what I'm saying? We got our one dude that I shouted out this past spring. Dude that was facing the wood in his campaign video.
Yep.
So people are doing things to create a more human connection to their constituents. That is the most positive way that I can say it.
Yeah.
With that being said, me being a black person and who would love to see good, genuinely good fighters for the people run for office, especially black women, it's kind of hard for me to look at, let's say, a guy like Trump and the way that he campaigned and say that this is any better. It's hard for me to look at guys like Dr. Oz, who are the ultimate fucking performers, who are one of those, go shoot something and blow it up type guys for a political ad, which is almost as worse as standing on your head and shaking your ass, in my opinion, but whatever. It's kind of hard for me to say that those aren't the same thing. Now, within them being the same thing, if Dr. Oz gets to do it, she does too.
Yes.
But see, I'm not a fan of performative politics. Mm-hmm. So I don't want it for her. I don't want it for him. I don't want it for any of them. I think the guy that we were talking about who was doing the marijuana thing had a political agenda. He had a bill that he was writing to try to get passed. right? So there's a very direct connection to what he's showing you, to what he's trying to do legislatively. There's a policy behind it. So if he's saying he wants to legalize marijuana, then the very least he can do is show us that he's okay with smoking marijuana. I don't have any problem with that. What political agenda are you pushing by standing on your head and shaking your ass, Tier? Who is that? Who are you talking for? Who are you fighting for when you're doing that? What agenda are you pushing when you're doing that?
She's speaking to the girls who are at the red light twerking on them headlights.
Okay, and if she was trying to legalize sex work in her district, that'd be something. Then it has a reason. It felt ultra performative because there was no reason. It was all, and then the fact that she didn't apologize for it after added some more. She's edgy. She's combative.
Fuck nigga free. All right, all seriousness. Yeah, you got to understand that there is some sort of decorum that you should probably be handling yourself with. As a politician, not so much as a black woman. I don't even need you to show decorum. I need you to have a purpose. Don't just be out here in your skimpies shaking ass for the hell of it. I'm not about to elect my favorite OnlyFans worker into office. It's not how this works. And we, of all people, should not turn it into that. Yeah. It's already headed that way. Why perpetuate it? Why be the vehicle that drives it even further that way? Especially when it's not serving anyone. It didn't help you. I don't think your polls got more positive after that. It didn't help any of us. It didn't help any of your constituents. So there was really no point other than to get people to pay attention to you. Yeah. And that was my problem with it. On to the L's, definitive L's. Sesame Place, Pennsylvania. I'm going to go ahead and mark that off of my L.
Yeah, man. Jesus. Yeah. Hey, somebody tell me something. Make sure you put it in the comments. Where is it safe for black people to go in America? I sound like Eddie Murphy. Where is it safe for black people to go in America? I want to know. I'm serious, man. I want to know where it's safe for black people to go in America. Like, honestly, where the fuck is it safe for us to go? Where can we go and it just be okay? You know what I'm saying? We can't even go to fucking amusement parks without our children getting ignored by the fuckers in the suit.
I find irony in this situation because, one, she was playing Rosita, who was a Mexican character.
Rosita in Walking Dead?
No, the Sesame Street character. The person who ignored the little kid was playing a Mexican character. So, like, you're going to be racist, but you're a Mexican character? Yeah. Aside from that, I found out that Sesame Street was actually started for inner city children, but mostly black children, which I did not know. But the people who created Sesame Street had wanted to, like I said, make something that was for inner city kids who weren't being educated properly in the situations that they were in.
And then they put it on HBO? Josh, this is fucking freaky. This is fucking freaky. I didn't touch anything. What the fuck is happening?
That is crazy.
What the fuck is happening? I'm scared. I'm scared. I am fucking scared. What the hell is this? Ew. Dog, what the fuck is happening?
Bro, it heard me say Sesame Street.
No, but this is supposed to be my profile. Why is it flooded with fucking Sesame Street? No. Okay. Mommy must have added on another profile for MJ. Jesus.
That is hilarious.
I was scared as hell. I was like, this motherfucker is listening all the fucking time. Woo. Okay.
All right. So, okay, it's concurrently on HBO Max and PBS at the same time.
Who owns the IP, though?
Some production studio, Kaufman Astoria Studios.
And they just lease. Okay.
But it's always been on PBS, with its first run moving to premium channel HBO on 2016, then its sister streaming service. So I guess they both own it, I guess. I don't know.
2016?
Yeah, since 2016.
That's when it moved to HBO?
Yeah. It was on HBO, the channel, 2016 to 2020, but then it went to HBO Max 2020, and now it's obviously.
Why does that feel so wrong? I don't know. Okay, cool.
But it's always been on PBS.
PBS. Okay, good deal.
And so they, like I said, they felt like inner city students, because of the resource or lack of resources, weren't getting educated well enough, and so they created a show to help teach phonics, arithmetic, things like of that nature, to inner city students in a way that made it relatable. And so obviously Sesame Street is inner city Philadelphia, and they included Black people, Hispanic people. Actually, I don't know if they initially included Hispanic people. Don't quote me on that. But there was Black people always on Sesame Street, and they always incorporated music and things of that nature, specifically music that we would like and things like that. So that's how Sesame Street started. And look at where we are today. People who work in, Sesame Place, which is also not in Philadelphia. It's outside of Philadelphia. And the place that it's in is mostly white, which would probably explain why there's probably a white person in that suit who is discriminate towards young Black kids.
Yeah. Why are you working at an amusement park if you
treat kids
like who is just out here like separating kids though? Like I guess I can get it if you have a thing against Black people, but like usually that doesn't extend to the children. You usually see a child as an innocent. He don't know nothing. Oh yeah, you may be a little Black baby, but you're just a baby.
Especially if you work with kids at an amusement park
all day. That's all you do. It's the easiest thing in the world just to hit everybody's hand. You're actually working harder not to give the Black children a high five than it would be to just give everybody one.
I was gonna say, if you like are annoyed by kids and you just happen to work at a place like that, I can probably kind of understand that. You probably work in turmoil with a bunch of bratty kids, and so I could understand not giving any of them a high five, but to specifically target the Black kids and be like, nah.
Like actually waved her hand and said, no.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And a far cry from what Sesame Street stood for.
So I got an interesting story here about Letitia Wright. This actually came out in an interview from one of the VFX artists that worked for Marvel on Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And they were detailing... Well, first, the story was mainly about the conditions that Marvel has been putting them through, because apparently the reason why all of their visual effects look like shit is because the workers are overworked, they're not unionized, and they are currently bucking their bosses about it right now. But in any case, they described some of the surprisingly shoddy work that is done at Marvel, and one of the things that she talked about was the incident that led Letitia Wright to be injured, that she had to go home from and recover from, which honestly, after I read this, it kind of put that whole situation into context and gives you a better idea of what to expect maybe in terms of casting going forward. So there was apparently a scene where she had to ride a motorcycle. The motorcycle was on a rig that allowed her to be recorded all the way around, right? She's telling I would assume Ryan and all of the other, coordinators that she doesn't feel safe. I don't feel safe. This doesn't feel like it's going to go well. So to make her feel more safe, they duct tape her to the motorcycle. She then goes on, tries to complete the scene, crashes the motorcycle. She's thrown from it, breaks her collarbone, at least her collarbone. That was the only thing that they were able to confirm was broken, was her collarbone, and had a concussion that was so bad that had she not had the Black Panther helmet on at the time of this happening, she probably would have passed away.
Jesus. First immediate question is, don't they have professional drivers to do shit like that?
Maybe Letitia Wright is a do your own stunts kind of girl.
But if she didn't feel comfortable,
I am just repeating the words of somebody who was there.
That's that. And then Jesus Christ, putting your employees in danger's way like that is ridiculous.
And then on top of that, right? So we were getting all those stories about her being in London and not being able to make it back. Dog, she was recovering from a near-death experience.
That's crazy.
And we've also talked about, a little bit here is that a lot is being put on, a lot of this film is on the back of Shuri ascending to Black Panther. Do you honestly believe she would come back and work for this company again?
I wouldn't.
Do you think she would re-up
from
the vaccine shit to all of the controversy around Black Panther and Chadwick's passing, and then a near-death experience for a fandom that doesn't, let's be honest, that doesn't want you.
No,
from a fandom that you are going to have to do years of work to win back over. You think she wants to re-sign with Marvel?
No amount of money. I'm good.
So then, are we killing off Shuri too? Because Letitia Wright was so iconic in the only live action iteration of Shuri, or even animated. I don't think she was in the comic books, in the animated stuff that I remember. So literally the only iteration of Letitia Wright Shuri is that's the only one. That's the only one that there ever has been. So it would have to be iconic, right? After Letitia Wright leaves, you're gonna have to recast Shuri, right? Right?
For what? What are you doing this for? Why?
Though, yeah, no, I was very surprised. I was very surprised at how that all went down. And you know what? I ain't even gonna say his name, but how he would allow that to happen to the demographic that he has shown me that he cares about as much, at least in terms of storytelling.
Yeah.
The one that he's putting out here as, the driving force of this film, and then in actual real life endangering a black woman's life.
When a professional driver could have been called. I'm just saying.
Hey, look. I know that if my job caused me to almost die, I'd be finding a new job. Last L I got is going out to former Michigan offensive coordinator and Art Briles Award winner Josh Gaddis. Right. Is out here getting in fucking Twitter beefs with Michigan fans.
Why?
And you know what? Now he's making me embarrassed because I used to stick up for him and say the same shit. Still rehashing his relevance to various offenses and the stops that he's been along the way to Miami. So rehashing again that his offense was very explosive at Michigan and he was the one calling plays at Alabama, not Mike Locksley. And you know what? I was all for that when he was on the squad, when he was on the team. But now you out here beefing with random fans to establish that you were the play caller. I don't believe you, fam. I don't believe you. Mike Locksley still sucks ass, but I don't believe you. Anybody who has to consistently yell at the top of their lungs that they are something they're not.
No, that's a fact.
They're not. And on top of it, you're not even doing it with your peers. You're doing it with Twitter trolls. That's
embarrassing.
That's micro dick energy, fam.
Yikes! Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. If you have to be loud about, oh yeah, I was such and such,
fam, you arguing with Twitter niggas over what you did in college football? I don't believe you.
Couldn't be me.
I don't believe you.
Could not.
Mario, you got you one, boy. You're gonna be looking for another fucking offensive coordinator very quickly. Mario Cristobal is he's an offensive line guy. He's not an offensive guy. He ain't the guru. So the way you saw Jim Harbaugh take the reins a little bit back from Gaddis at various points at his time there at Michigan and kind of course correct a little bit, Mario Cristobal is not the guy to do that. I show you Oregon's offense from last year. When it wasn't dominating run, it wasn't much of anything. So, but, I digress. Oh, yes, I have one more. Forgot all about that one. Yeah, Jessica Alba, I think in an interview with Variety, was talking about the current state of Hollywood and how Caucasian it is, and directly sent some shots towards the MCU.
The MCU?
The MCU.
No pun intended.
Yeah, man. That's funny because I feel like these one guys named Back of the Bus, they just made a video talking about how white Hollywood is and specifically the MCU. Seems like that's a growing sentiment.
Hell, I mean, only one phase.
Yeah, just literally, we're just talking about what, 5 television shows and 4 movies, something like that. Boy, I thought it was funny though, for a couple of reasons. Because what I'm thinking about now is the cast of Black Panther and what is sure to ensue in the aftermath, or maybe not. Maybe everybody loves it and they truly loved it and they fucked with it. But my feeling is that we will get more of the inner workings of this movie after it. I say again, there was a project that was announced when Ryan Coogler re-upped with Marvel about a Wakanda series, and that was noticeably missing from the production list for Phase 5. I'll say that. But I expect for them to come out and have more insider details about the inner workings. And don't be surprised if one of them is like, oh, yes, well, I always felt that the main character should have been in the movie. But it will be years from now. It'll be 10 years from now when nothing can be done about it. And so similarly to what I'm looking at with Jessica Alba, you weren't in the MCU, but you were a part of a Marvel production at that time. If you felt it important that there be black characters in there, I'm sure that your voice at that time would have at least been heard. Not saying it would have made a difference, but maybe then's the time for a Variety article as opposed to, when no one's hiring you anymore. Seems a little clickbaity, seems a little virtue signally, seems a little, hey, look at me over here. I'll stop talking if you give me a job.
Yeah, them honey checks ain't
hitting no more.
No,
that's crazy. Don't disrespect Honey, bro.
Honey,
she taught us the dance moves.
No, I actually liked Honey when it came out.
No, it was dope. I've watched that movie a million times, and I don't think I've seen it once in like the last 10 years.
I was just about to say I don't think I'd watch it now, but Jessica Alba, Mekhi Phifer, that was the shit back then. 2002,
something like that, early 2000s for sure. But yeah, no, I hey, anybody care? No, I know I do. Do y'all care?
She's stating the obvious.
Anyways, now I'm done.
All right. So, actually, first, I saw a tweet, and this isn't a double or L, but I saw a tweet, and it prompted me to ask you a question when I saw you, and I forgot to do it last week. If you went to the court and you saw a person hooping with a basketball, and the basketball said Amazon Basics, would you judge that guy? Like, it didn't say Spalding. It didn't say Wilson.
Amazon Basics.
It said Amazon
like that's the brand?
Basics on the ball.
Oh, yeah.
You judging that guy?
Fuck yeah. Yes, what?
What are those? I saw an Amazon Basics basketball, and they were charging like $40 for it.
I'm not buying no fucking Amazon basketball.
And I just thought that was crazy because if I saw somebody with an Amazon Basics basketball and I knew they paid $40
I'll take my ass to Aldi's and buy a basketball before I buy a basketball from motherfucking Amazon.
I don't think there's anything wrong with a generic basketball. I think it's when you have something
I'm not
stupid
buying
like
it
Amazon
off of
Basics.
Amazon. Yeah, so when it fucking pops or deflates overnight, and I'm gonna have to wait my 7 business days to get another ball. No thanks. No thanks.
I'm cool. On to my dubs, which are all centered around TV shows, for what it's worth. Atlanta is coming out with season 4 this fall because apparently they filmed 3 and 4 together. So,
shout out to another positive black representative show.
For sure.
Got to shout them out when you see them.
Absolutely.
Only a few of them on TV.
Unfortunately. I have not
positivity here. Got your black positivity here. Come on.
Haven't seen season 3 yet, but I'm going to watch that and then hopefully coast into season 4. Speaking of which, I think Issa Rae has a show that we just saw on there.
Shout out to fucking Issa Rae. Shout out to Issa Rae, man. Shout out to Issa Rae because in this cloud of people cashing their checks and signing their way into $1 million productions by slaughtering black people in their movies and television shows, Issa Rae finds a way to give you happy stuff and still win.
Yeah.
And still fucking win.
Yep. Definitely want to see her show.
Shout out to Issa Rae.
Shit. I definitely want to see that.
Give Issa Rae something. Get her on something.
Absolutely.
We got an MCU movie opening up. Give it to Issa Rae. We got a rom-com coming up with 2 black leads. Give it to Issa Rae. Because Issa Rae is the only one that seems to be worried about our consciousness.
Now that you mentioned an MCU role, I saw somebody somewhere doing like a fan casting for Blue Marvel, and they put Ghost in there.
Amari Hardwick?
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Hey, fam. No. No. Absolutely not. No, dog. No. But you know what? I think Amari Hardwick's kind of style of overacting may work well in an MCU movie, just not as Adam Brashear. Just not as Adam Brashear. No. Fuck no.
Just wanted to throw that out there, see your reaction to it. I'm going to give a dub to Hitman Holla of battle rap fame. He apparently has leveraged his relationship with Nick into his own show on MTV.
What? That's what you get for being loyal.
Even better yet, it is a show based on battle rap. It's like a battle rap making the band, if you will. So he's going to basically be trying to find
America's Next Top Battle Rapper.
Basically. Put them all in a house. They kind of battle each other, and then whoever wins.
Okay. I mean, okay. Fine. It's Viacom, so everything has to come in a reality TV format.
Oh, of course.
And there's sure to be plenty of fucking drama and bullshit to ensue. But, I mean, that's dope enough for me to commend because, you know.
It's a way to bring battle rap to the forefront.
To me, though, it's really his loyalty to Nick paid off.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yep.
Because I'd have to imagine that if they approached DC Young Fly, they had to have approached somebody like Hitman Holla or, you know, Carlos or, you know, one of the guys that could be seen as a host for the show. DC Young Fly wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
And so for him to be eating off of his own show and not have to have done Nick dirty in that way to get it, I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So
Probably won't watch the fucking show, but I like that.
We'll see what comes of it. I
already know what's going to come of it. It's going to be the same thing Tammy Roman's new show is. A whole bunch of bullshit with us running around looking like fucking fools. That's just what it is. The only Hitman Holla show is going to have some rapping in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we'll see. I definitely want to see what it looks like at least before I make my final judgment on whether or not I want to watch. But probably more the same. Let's actually first go with the fact that they are creating a Emmitt Till movie. Who wants this? Who asked for this? Why are we still doing this? Why is this a thing?
Emmitt Till is one of the you know, Southern white aggression killings that we actually know about and that has been propagated over and over and over again. So the last thing we need is a movie about that. Hey, wait, I think I seen the preview for this. Is this a Amazon movie?
In theaters, October.
Oh, this is coming out in theaters. I swear to God, man. I swear. Oh my God.
Literally, not one person needs to see that.
Oh my God. And I guess it doesn't help or change at all that the lady, that they found a arrest warrant for the woman who claimed that Emmitt Till whistled at her and lied about it. And then now the current DA in her state has chosen not to prosecute her.
Yep.
Because she's too old.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't got no problem sending Bill Cosby's old ass to jail, but old white woman that probably caused the murder of a 13-year-old boy, oh, well, no. She's too old now. She's too old.
Terrible. My last L is going to go to a duo that I don't even know if we talked about very often on the podcast, which I'm actually shocked about. Desus and Mero have decided to split. When I first heard the news,
no!
When I first heard the news, I had the same sentiment. Oh no, like what? Okay, like they. I mean, to be fair, they had some funny moments and whatnot, but
Listen,
I felt like it was going to happen at some point anyway.
I would say the same thing about Sam J. I say the same thing about old girl, the other girl on Showtime that had the interview with Chet Hanks.
I don't know her name, but I know you're
Yeah. Them folks ain't doing nothing for us. They're not doing shit for us. They're not doing a fucking thing for us. They're gaining access for their networks. They're interviewing politicians and celebrities, and they ain't doing nothing for us. They're not bringing no new information. They're not introducing a new perspective. They are doing late night television shows with celebrities for fluff pieces. So Desus and Mero not being together is the same thing as Kelly Ripa leaving Regis to me. Who gives a fuck?
Now, I do think that Desus, I feel like he would, because he's the more serious one, he could probably go on and actually make an actual career out of it, interviewing people and doing things that actually matter.
Have fun.
Mero, I think, is probably more primed for comedy, doing something in the comedy space. The reason they split apparently is because Showtime didn't want their manager on set anymore for whatever reason, maybe because he made somebody uncomfortable or something. And Mero wanted to side with the manager, who I think is also related to him.
Get the fuck on.
And Desus is like, nah, like if he needs to be off set, let him be off set. Like, we got a show to do.
Right.
And so they decided to split up over that. Which, my only thing was, it just seems weird that all of the black shows seem to get an ending similar to this. Everyday Struggle, Joe Budden Podcast, Desus and Mero, Breakfast Club.
Is Joe Budden Podcast over?
No, but they split up with Maul and Rory.
Sure.
Breakfast Club is always getting rumors that they're going to split up. Like, why is that the de facto they're going to split up? Like, that's how everything ends for black media.
I think we know as well as anybody that working together for long periods of time in a structure like this is hard. It's hard to balance people's expectations. It's hard to balance people's wants and needs. It's hard to balance schedules. All of that stuff plays a role, and then you add in the extra personal stuff over top of that, and it can get messy. It gets hard to keep something like this together with so many heads.
It would require like-minded people to be on the exact same page about what it is that they're trying to do.
At least the majority of it. You're not going to agree on everything, but it becomes a very frustrating, proposition to try to keep that many people together for that long. That's why you always hearing about, rumors about the Breakfast Club ending, because in all honesty, they're all probably tired of it, but they understand they're better off together than apart. So, that's probably where, and then it doesn't help that Charlemagne lets people call Angela Yee a bitch to his face without saying anything. And then tries to double down on it by saying, well, we ain't really friends. So, that doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. But it's the way of the world, it seems like.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Any other thoughts, dubs, L's?
That's going to be it for me. Make sure you give us your dubs and L's. Comment on ours in the prompt below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And also come back next week for brand new dubs and L's.
Make sure you check out our previous dubs and L's in the playlist that we have for you, just to kind of catch up and make sure that you see what we're talking about every week. And then make sure you subscribe. We like to do this every Wednesday.